Hey y'all, it's me, Jolie, and welcome back to my channel, At Home with Chef Jolie. And y'all see, I'm starting with my gloves on, so you know we're about to get down in the kitchen. Today, I am making my low country seafood boil pasta salad.
Tell me now, are you hungry? Looking for something for your tummy? Well, look no further. This chef is got you covered. Cooking at home with Chef Jolie.
Look at all these beautiful ingredients here. So before we get started, I'm just gonna show you what we have. We have some penne pasta ready. We have some shrimp. We have some sausage. We have some imitation crab. That's right, I said imitation crab. Judge your mama, don't judge me. It's good, okay? And we got mayo. We got some tomatoes, celery, green onion. We got a whole bunch of seasonings, starting with my seasoning, adabaduya. We got some seafood boil, cayenne pepper, paprika, garlic, lemon pepper, lemon, white wine, liquid seafood boil, butter. Whew. Okay, let's get started. So, y'all, I was inspired to make this recipe because growing up, I'm gonna start searing these sausage. If you are from the East Coast, you might remember a restaurant called Ryan's. Remember Ryan's? Comment down below if you remember Ryan's. If not, you might know Golden Corral. Don't judge me. I'll go to Golden Corral if the occasion calls for it. But what I used to love was the seafood salad that they had. And they had this imitation crab. Oh my God, I used to love that seafood salad. But we elevating it just a little bit. So trust me, this is gonna be good. Pay attention. The recipe is gonna be in my ebook, which you can purchase. Let's start with the sausage. So we want to just sear the sausage and render out some of the sausage. I am using beef sausage because I don't eat pork, but you can use turkey. You can use vegan sausage if you wanted to. You can use pork. So we're just gonna cook that down. And then once the sausage are done, I'm gonna remove the sausage, and then we're gonna make almost like this scampi seafood boil situation with the shrimp. And this recipe is so easy. This is another one of those ones when somebody's having their little party and a little shindig and they ask you to bring something, you bring this. Sooner or later, you're gonna be wondering if they inviting you for your food or for your company. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. So the sausage is getting there where we need it to be, almost. Want to get a nice little sear, and you're not going to drain any of this fat that has come off the sausage. I did put a little bit of vegetable oil in here just to help get the party started, okay? And your smoked sausage, when you buy those, please know they're already cooked. So don't ever think that, oh, I didn't cook it long enough, it's raw. No, smoked sausage is already cooked. So I'm just searing it and just getting some of that flavor. All right, I think that's about where we need it to be. Just for good measure, I am going to let it get a little bit more of a sear on there, because that flavor, when you bite into that little crispiness on the edges of the sausage, oh, just does something to you. All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna pull those out. Next is gonna be the shrimp. And I'm telling you, whenever I am like making some snow crab or something like that at home, this is pretty much the butter and the seasonings that I'm gonna put into the shrimp. This is pretty much what I make for us to like dip our snow crab in it. So you're really getting two recipes for one, okay? When you over here on this channel, I'm giving you the most bang for your buck, okay? All right, so we got a lot of butter over here, but we're gonna start off with part of the butter because, and I'm gonna squeeze that. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm just gonna add the whole thing, okay? I'm not adding all the butter because what I want is I want my shrimp to get start to get a sear and cook. And if I put too much butter, then it's almost like I'm poaching the shrimp and butter, and that's not what we want. I'm gonna eventually add that butter. All right, shrimp going in. Now we want to season the shrimp. I'm gonna season the shrimp with some adabaduya. And I think I can take my gloves off at this point. Season the shrimp with the adabaduya, so while it's searing, it's locking in the flavor on the shrimp. Because otherwise, if we don't sear this shrimp with some of that flavor on it, what's gonna happen is once you start to add the butter, and I got some white wine, and I got some lemon juice, all the flavor from the seasoning is just gonna float. And I want, whenever you bite into the shrimp, I want you to bite some flavor too, okay? So shrimp are going. See, like, look at this one. You see that? That is flavor on the shrimp, and it's seared in the shrimp. That's not gonna come off when I add more butter and when I add my white wine and all that good stuff, okay? So let me leave it alone so I can get some more looking like that. Y'all hear Sweet Pea? If you've been around for a minute, you know who Sweet Pea is. That's my little puppy. She's off in the background because she smells the food. All right, so from here, I'm gonna add some garlic because we want the garlic to get nice and fragrant. We don't want it to burn though. It's cooking pretty quickly, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop in the rest of that butter. Butter is going in, and I'm using so much butter. Now, this is not a diet recipe, okay? Because it's got butter and stuff in it. I'm using all this butter because when this scampi or seafood boil sauce is made, it's gonna coat that pasta. And I got, y'all, this is a penne with the ridges in it. So it's gonna catch that butter and it's gonna catch the sauce. So, this is the one, y'all. This is the one to take with you when you go somewhere. Okay, now let's start seasoning with the rest of the seasonings. I'm gonna add some lemon pepper. Okay. And I am going to add in a little bit of the dry seafood boil. We already added the adabaduya. Now, when it comes to the spicy stuff, you're gonna have to decide how spicy do you want it. Trust your gut, not the recipe. Cayenne pepper. I like a little bit of heat, so I'm adding that much cayenne pepper. See, it's cooking and it's coming together. Then from there, I'm gonna add some paprika. You can use smoked paprika if you like, but that's just gonna give it like a really beautiful color. And we're letting those shrimp cook and come together. Okay, from here, I'm gonna add white wine. And remember what I said, if you don't drink and you don't partake of the spirits, the wine the alcohol content is gonna cook out, okay? It's gonna reduce, and it's just gonna leave you with depth of flavor. And it's just gonna make the pasta and anything that you cook with wine just taste that much better. So comment down below, do you have a favorite recipe for a seafood pasta? Like, I've seen some with macaroni noodles and all that stuff. My grandmother makes a really good shrimp pasta that I love. So basic. It's just mayo, shrimp, macaroni noodles, salt and pepper, and celery. It sounds very simple, but it hits the spot. All right, so now I'm gonna pour in a little bit of my liquid seafood boil, and this is gonna help give that pasta all those seafood boil flavors that we're accustomed to. Now, a little bit of lemon juice. About that much. And we're gonna just let that finish like that. And then into the pasta, we're going to add the sausage that we made. We're gonna add our crab and the mushroom, I'm sorry, not mushrooms, the tomatoes, the celery, the green onion, the mayo. We're gonna toss it all together, and this is a recipe that I'm telling you, you wanna keep in your back pocket when somebody calls you at the last minute and say, come over for dinner and bring something with you. All right, it's time to build the pasta. Okay, let's put this Low Country boiled seafood pasta together. So I got my pasta here. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is add in the sausage that we made. I wish I could smell this. Then I got my imitation crab. And then I'm just gonna flake it apart a little bit so you can get some in almost every single bite. Yep, and anybody trying to talk funny because we're using the imitation crab, guess what you can do? You can get you some real crab if you want to, but if y'all go and eat sushi and California rolls and all that stuff, guess what kind of crab they're using? This kind of crab. It is so good. When you put it with the mayo and all the other stuff, it's just gonna give it just a very unique taste. So I'm mixing all that together. And then I'm going to add in our celery. That's just gonna give it some texture. Celery is in there. And then I'm gonna add, before I add my tomatoes and, oh, I'm leaving some crab out. I can't leave the crab out. Before I add my mayo and my tomatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and add in our shrimp with our seafood butter garlicky spicy sauce here. All of that is gonna go in there. There we go. And this is heavy. Look at that. All right, and then I'm just gonna toss. I had to get my gloves back on because I wanted to get my hands in here and make sure we coated all the pasta. Here we go. It's all coated. Now I'm gonna go in with my mayo. And really the mayo just kind of helps everything stick together, kind of like a binder. And like I tell y'all all the time, this is not Miracle Whip. This is mayo. There's a difference. Then I'm going to use my hands and just kind of mix it. Oh, it even feels good. I know it's gonna taste good because it feels good. All right. Like that. And then this pasta salad, you can make it, I would make it no more than about 3 or 4 hours before you want to serve it. Just because it doesn't need to be super, super ice cold when you serve it, but it doesn't need to be hot either. I think kind of like almost room temperature, a little bit in between cool and room temperature is the best way to serve this pasta salad. All right, I'm gonna take my gloves off again. And now I'm gonna finish it with our beautiful tomatoes. That's gonna give it color. And then green onion. You know what, I'm gonna steal some of these tomatoes because I want some to make sure they get on top to make it look beautiful when it's all done. And I'm not gonna put all of our green onion in because again, I wanna garnish it so it looks pretty because I told y'all, people eat with their eyes first. Mix that in like that. And I have a beautiful white serving bowl over here that I'm going to place this in. You don't want to mix it in your serving bowl because then your serving bowl gets all dirty and messy. So let me taste. I can't even talk, it's so good. Let me grab this bowl. All right, look at this beautiful bowl. So we're just gonna, oh, and it has a, let me grab my spoon. It has the perfect amount of heat. You don't taste the heat when you first bite it. It's kind of like after the heat kind of hits you just right in all the right places. All right, Look at it. Look at that. Oh, my mouth, per usual, is watering. Okay, y'all. Let me just put a little bit of the tomatoes on top for some color. And then what's gonna really set it off is some of this green from these green onions. So it's not just the color with the green onions. Green onions have like a little bit of bite to it. It's not a super strong onion flavor. It's just the right onion flavor. And there it is. You see those shrimp and that sausage? I'm so excited for y'all because when you make this, you're gonna fall in love and people gonna fall in love with you. Just tell them Chef Jolie hooked you up so you could hook them up. This is it. This is my low country boil seafood pasta salad. Get the recipe, get my ebook. I got great recipes in there for you that's gonna make you look like a chef extraordinaire. Okay, it's time to taste this, y'all. I wanna make sure I get some shrimp, get some of that crab, get some sausage. I want everything on here, the tomatoes, all of it. All right, let me taste it. I don't know why I'm being so quiet. Ooh. The crunch of the salad, of the celery. I love that texture. And the sausage, y'all, my original recipe didn't have the sausage, but that sets it off. Y'all, that's bursting with flavor. Please, y'all, run down to the description, the link in the description to get the ebook, to get the recipe, to get the dabadoo, you get all the things. Most of all, get you a subscription to my channel. And remember to turn your notifications so you know when it's time for us to get together and cook. Share the recipes because sharing is caring. And comment down below. Let me know if it's something you want me to cook, if it's a recipe that you want me to share. I'm here for you. Thank you for hanging out with me at home with Chef Jolie, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.